Uncle Christy Pratt and I were having a conversation about Gifty Oware Mensah. She's in town. She arrived yesterday at the airport, and I was of the view that really what has a, returning to Ghana, really, what's the big deal? But Uncle Christy Pratt had to sort of express a counter opinion. He thinks it's a big deal because she's a woman of significant interest based on the NSS scandal. I don't know where you stand on this. Do you...
Yeah, so when I was on my way, I was listening to the presentation, and I think that the issues surrounding the National Service Authority are issues of public interest. In that if someone is linked one way or the other to the whole investigation, the whole allegation, and the, if you like, allegations of financial impropriety, such a person returning to the shores of the country for the purpose of aiding investigation and bringing to closure this matter is significant. My only takeaway or take out from that is the fact that we did not need to make noise about her arrival. I don't know whether she calls for her video to be taken at the airport for it to be circulated on social media. That wasn't necessary, because it is just basically trying to... I don't know why...
It is actually probable. It is likely, because...
No, but why not? I mean, if you have been accused of running away from justice and so on, you want people to know that you are back in the...
And especially when you're confident that you're innocent.
Exactly.
No, the point is that
that's a very interesting
when you return, you can announce that you've returned. The special prosecutor, or if you like, the investigator, if it's done
whether
by
NIB,
whatever, they would have reported that you have arrived in the country.
Anyway.
Even you can cause your lawyer to issue a statement to the effect that I am back to the shores of the country and that I am submitting myself to the laws of this country.
I'm available to assist
and I'm available to assist in any investigation in the process. You see, there is this tendency I'm trying to avoid where someone allegedly will engage in some malfeasance or criminal activity, and there are some people also cheering and giving moral support to same. That culture is like it's within us, that you have sympathizers and well-wishers. Someone who will ordinarily go through an investigation process. You have people massing up to welcome the person at the airport and to follow the person to the investigation. There is good to have to support. Family and friends will support anyone, if you like, accused of engaging in any wrongdoing. But I'm just trying to avoid the temptation of where people would do the wrong things. I'm not by then suggesting that Gifty Oware is complicit or has done anything wrong. But I'm just trying to avoid the culture where people would then try to use the public space to wash themselves out of these alleged criminal activities, when in actual case, a simple process of walking to the investigators or investigating agencies and then submitting yourself and clearing yourself out would have helped all of us. It's becoming news for us to discuss, because it's like because of the nature with which it was done. If it was not done that way, I'm sure the OSP or the NIB statement would have formed the basis for us to talk about it, and from there we would have known that she has filed her statement, or she has written her statement with them. So that is the only takeaway. Otherwise, I'm happy she's back. I'm happy she has proven to people that, contrary to the perception out there that Gifty Oware was running away from justice, and that she has, and I even find that coming even in the State of the Nation address, because the statement about the president saying that some of them have tried to abscond justice and is ordering an arrest warrant, it was in reference to Gifty Oware and others the OSP has pointed to. So it being a center, or it being mentioned by the president, makes it something of national interest. And I think that her coming will bring to closure. She has proved to people that, look, I am not a fugitive of justice. I am not running away from my shadow. I am ready to face and take responsibility for whatever I have done within my period with the National Service Authority. And then she has lived up to to the call by the former president that his appointees should not run away. They should stand and defend their actions. And that call by the former president asking the appointees or his appointees to face the law and to account for their activities, probably Gifty is one of those people who are living up to those words. And I can't just but to commend her for that. And she should submit herself. If there's a need for her to pay the price, she will pay. If she's innocent and the state has to pay for any inconvenience or if life damages, she should also demand. That is the law. The democracy was so selected and the rule of law was so selected for ourselves. Demands that all these safeguards should be there so that an innocent life will not be, destroyed or be tarnished. Reputation built over time will not be tarnished. Much as we are trying to protect your reputation, there is also the state and the interests, the collective interests of the people we need to protect. This balance is important, and I just hope that we'll do it dispassionately. My only fear is also that let us not create an existence of a problem where there is none, because it's because of the perception we've already created that some wrong has been done at the NSS. Sometimes we try at all costs to pin people to problem when there is none, and we try to make it a political game. I just hope that the investigators and the state agency will be professional in their dealings. They would engage in this process without politics, and at the end of the day, those found culpable would face the law. Those found innocent will be exonerated, acquitted, and discharged, and we'll be building a country, Ghana.
We just acknowledged before you came that we appear to have made some progress. I mean, back in the day where people were arrested in the Gestapo, in a Rambo style, it appears that we've made some progress. You don't want to acknowledge that?
Yeah, I think that I know, but based on the story the person who was with her gave,
you didn't have any reason to doubt what the person had told you?
I have no reason to doubt. I have no reason to doubt.
Okay.
You see, Moro.
Yes, sir.
First of all, national security operatives are always at the airport.
Yes.
Always.
Fact knowledge.
Always. You cannot travel outside the country or come into the country without encountering them. And it is their duty to be there. The airport happens to be a very sensitive security area. So that's not a problem. Okay. The other thing for me, which is important, is that, and you remember, we all condemned the raid on Kenoforiata's house, and asked important questions. I'm convinced that it was a rogue action. Initially, it was attributed to the prosecutor, who has come out to deny that he had no hand whatsoever in that raid. It just happens that the raid was led by somebody from the national security establishment. It doesn't make government complicit. Otherwise, then the NPP government would also be complicit in the Yawasu West Wagon, scandal. I mean, whatever happened in the Yawasu West Wagon. Because the leaders...
But obviously, remember with the Yawasu West Wagon incident, the opposition at the time were very consistent in their position. This was for what had happened. And even went to the extent of mentioning Richard Jakwe's name. You came here and condemned it.
Yeah, but you remember that I condemned it.
You condemned it.
Yes, but even beyond my condemnation, you also recognize that immediately...
I brought it up because I'm saying that then you cannot blame Kabiru, who says he is convinced. That's the point I'm making.
But even then, after Ayariga's apology, immediately, people from government came and said, on what basis are you apologizing? Did you order it? And so people from government distance themselves from the operation. My worry is that those who carried out that raid on Kenoforiata's house have not been arrested and investigated. That's my worry. Because clearly, that matter ought to be investigated. And we ought to take measures which will become a deterrent for persons who in the future may decide to raid your house, his house, or my house.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I don't think that it had any merit. That raid had any merit whatsoever.
You sound disappointed.
Well, we were told that there was a warrant. And the question that I asked was that, what kind of warrant was it? Was it a court warrant? What kind of warrant was it? We need to know all of these facts. You understand? But I think that raid on Kenoforiata's house was absolutely reckless, unwarranted, and in the final analysis, did not help anybody at all.
Okay.